On this episode, we smoke the Placencia Alma del Fuego Ometepe, a super luxurious, super rare, super expensive smoke. I'm your host, Johnny Midas, and you're listening to Burnline Podcast. Burnline Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages over the age of 21? You are listening to Burnline Podcast, coming to you, as always, not live from the hot box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise Davidoff Cigars, Westminster, Maryland, USA, the only Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge in the state of Maryland. I'm Johnny Midas.
And I'm El Fumo.
And we have got something incredibly special and awesome today. This is a super luxury episode. We are smoking the Placencia Ometepe. And technically, it is the Alma del Fuego Ometepe Edición Limitada. And this thing is so incredibly cool and amazing. Very limited edition, very expensive, very cool. So let's just look at this packaging and stuff.
Yeah.
So for starters, we have got this tubo, and it is a box press torpedo tube that the box press torpedo is in, and it fits really well in there. And then check this out. The bottom of this is magnetic. So it just clips on and off with magnets. And it's gold. It's gold-plated plastic. It's gold. Just absolutely gorgeous individual presentation. And then here is the box. So we've got this box here, and this, if you can see, that is volcano rock. Got the little gold latch right here, and then this is an enameled plate. Opens like this. Absolutely stunning. You've got the enamel plate here, and then this leather. This is a mouse pad. And on the back, it talks all about it, right? And the presentation, there's trays on top of trays. This is a box of 20. These retail for $107.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster. And the presentation is just amazing and shockingly gorgeous. So wanted to show that first, and then I'm going to read what is on the leather insert. When two towering volcanoes rose from the depths of Lake Nicaragua, the island of Ometepe was born. Its name is derived from the ancient Nahuatl words Ome, meaning two, and Tepetl, meaning mountain. The early indigenous natives considered Ometepe to be their promised land and a sacred site that was home to the gods. One volcano, the Maderas, was the sacred place of the sun, while the other volcano was named the Concepcion and was the brother of the moon. We are proud to introduce the first and only cigar on the market that has a wrapper we call Fuego del Fuego. I can't tell. The ink is a little smudged. I think that's Fuego del Fuego.
Can I see it?
Well, Hola del Fuego wouldn't.
Hola. Yeah. That's
Is that Hola? Hello, the fire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
I think it's.
Why did they spell it with H?
I don't know.
That is so weird.
I think it's supposed to be the joy of fire.
Let's translate this.
Made with tobacco from Ometepe. Sorry, let me finish the sentence. Perfected over 157 years, yours to enjoy now, the Placencia family. And it does have the 2024 Edición Limitada stamped into the leather there. And then up here, it says, Hecho con orgullo, hecho con orgullo en Nicaragua, established 1865. It'd be easier to read with my sunglasses off. And it's got the
dude, how cool is
map.
that? It's a topo.
Yeah, it's a topographical map, which is also on the lid.
Right.
You can't see that on the camera because it's like
So that word Hoya, it's actually the H is silent. I just remember
Hoya.
Hoya,
Hoya.
which to me means pot, but to them means pit. So in the pit, the
Oh, it's like
valley.
in between the two.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. All right, well, wow. So we could literally spend the next 20 minutes talking about the fucking packaging. This is amazing. And this is a luxury event. So I have got I'm wearing my Rolex perpetual day date in white gold to sort of celebrate, like nicest timepiece I've got. I'll hold it up there. I've got my Maker's Mark Private Select in case
Very private.
in case we want to get drunk later. And of course, we are drinking our 2C premium coffee, which 16 ball, whatever.
That's right. We finally got
Super
it
luxury.
rocking.
Yeah, this is the coffee, by the way. Don't buy, all that bullshit like, oh, why don't you pay $100 for this bag of whatever? No. You will not find superior coffee to 2C premium, and it is reasonably priced.
Hell yeah.
So
And you can buy it online
yeah,
conveniently.
yes, conveniently on that. Got my ST DuPont gold-plated lighter. I couldn't really convince them to put Johnny Midas on it. Still working on that.
Not yet.
But anyway, the point is, this is a luxury episode, and it's $108 cigar. And it is the only cigar on the market with a wrapper from Ometepe.
Ometepe.
For now.
That's right. For now.
And they bought all the farms. They're like, no one will copy us because we own the island.
Seriously.
And we'll talk about the topography later.
Oh my
right?
God. Yeah.
We've talked about it on the show before, the Ometepe region.
We need a map.
We do. But what we need first is to light these fucking cigars.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got to cut them first before we light them.
Smells like a Nicaraguan barn.
All right. So real quick, while you're doing that, I'm going to Vanna White this real quick so they can see how this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get that chance.
Yeah.
So these are held in by those mini magnets. This pops out. This is the first time I've seen like a rubber whatever instead of that cheap foam. So it just does that. That pops out. By the way, all these tubos are individually hand blown. They're not like machine blown or, it's all handmade.
I can think of a use for this after it's empty.
Yeah. Trip to Miami?
No, the tubo. It just looks like something that could have another use.
Okay.
After it's empty. I just feel like somebody could find something to do with that.
You can definitely find something to do.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. All right. So it is time for the official cutting of the Placencia Ometepe Alma del Fuego. The official cutting is brought to you by Fat Boys Cigars. The bold and delicious flavors of premium and selected tobaccos are highlighted in the original Jacked cigar from Fat Boy Cigars, as well as the Jacked 2, Twist and Shout, War Pig, and don't forget the Boots on the Ground series. We highlighted a couple of those on our show. FatBoysCigars.com. Welcome to the Fat Boys world. And I am officially cutting mine with the Craftsman's bench.
And I got another
open-ended double guillotine.
Yep. And I got another special highlight since we're talking luxury.
All right, well, hold it where the camera can see it. Yep,
so
good.
We got this Rocky Patel cutter, 3-in-1, straight cut, V cut, side punch.
That is pretty fucking cool.
This thing is all steel. This thing's a paperweight. Like, this thing's heavy.
Available for sale here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster. And what's the retail on that?
The retail is $109.99. We are sparing no expense today.
I love the white and gold. That is the most Johnny Midas cutter I've ever seen. And I'm probably going to get one now.
Yeah.
It's rose gold and white.
I dig it. Like, it literally matches what you're wearing right now.
It does. It's the most Johnny Midas. Yeah, let's try it. I'll give it a shot. Okay, so.
Yep.
Oh my God. Look at that. So you just like.
Click.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Now I'm gonna trade you back.
Okay.
Because I know how this one works.
Okay.
And I know I don't want to fuck this cigar up. So I gotta take my shades off.
Yeah, Jesus.
All right.
He's already hungover, guys. Just bear with him.
And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority. No limp-wristed cutting allowed.
Dig it.
Hand job.
Not much dawdle.
Tap that ash. It's not really ash yet.
There's no ash yet.
And of course, don't forget to take off the foot band. That will not taste delicious.
Yeah. Well, we might get a little forgiving because it's paper and not fabric. So I've seen that happen.
Oh my God. The ribbon that's made out of plastic. What is that called?
Yeah. I don't know.
The fabric that's made out of plastic has a name. What is that called? But you know, that ribbon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it melts onto the.
You're done. I've seen so many people.
Done.
Yep, you're fucked.
You were done. Get a new cigar. You can't even cut off. Like you could cut off the first inch. You will smell that fucking burnt plastic.
It is soaked in.
You can't smoke anything.
No.
Like you got to go bleach your nose and then come back. So, all right. So we got the foot band off and some notes about this. It is a sort of medium chocolatey wrapper. Sort of a light to medium model, not toothy at all. Very rustic looking. Maybe not very rustic, but rustic looking.
Yeah, a little bit. Not oily.
Not oily. The soft box press torpedo shape is nice. And it's not that soft of a box press. It's just not as crisp as like a Padron. And why don't we go ahead and do a cold draw? Oh, wow. That's really different from what I'm used to.
It's got a good draw on it though, right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
Tell you what, this is a gorgeous looking stick.
Oh, okay.
Can you taste the volcano?
Yeah, no, but I'll tell you what, on the cold draw, there is a lot of pepper on the back of the palate. And then there is, of course, there's raisins like typical, but there is like dates.
Okay.
You know, sugary dates.
Yeah.
Like a sweet.
Not a date fan.
No?
No.
All right, well, we'll see how the cigar actually tastes because the cold draw has nothing to do with how the cigar actually tastes.
Right. Ooh, I can smell the notes already.
Yeah. No, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with like
what it's gonna taste like.
All right, so let's get these lit so that we can stop lusting and start smoking. And the official lighting is brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee. Keep your day fueled with delicious premium coffee from 2C Premium Coffee, which we are enjoying right now.
Oh yeah.
And we use the Keurig. Of course, it's stylish because it's Johnny Midas's Keurig. But I wanted to highlight that you can use the little refillable thing.
Yeah.
With this coffee.
Yeah.
They don't currently come in pods like K-cups, which is good because those aren't good for the environment anyway.
No.
And they have to be prepackaged. So one of the...
And you won't get that plastic flavor sometimes.
You won't get that plastic flavor, yeah. So one of the reasons 2C Premium is superior is they utilize continual roasting. So you're always getting a truly fresh cup of premium coffee. So we've got to figure out how they can roast on demand and put it in a K-cup, and then maybe we can offer those to the market. But for now, you get in a nice bag like this, and problem solved. Get the reusable K-cup. So there you go. And of course, I am lighting up with my ST DuPont dual jet flat flame lighter. And you've got something from the lounge to highlight.
Yeah. So we have a Rocket Patel 2-in-1 lighter. So we flip that up and then check this out. Triple flame into one.
Put that at my eye, you motherfucker. So it's 3 flames that converge into one?
Yep. And then wait, that's not all. But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
There's a punch on the bottom.
Nice.
And then this thing is beautifully wrapped in that. How do you pronounce that word? Faux?
Faux, yeah.
Yeah, faux leather.
Faux alligator leather. Gold and purple alligator leather.
This is all
this is a Baltimore Ravens.
It really is.
That if you are a Ravens fan and if you're into bling bling, that is the lighter for you.
This thing's awesome as shit.
And it holds a significant amount of fuel.
Oh yeah, look, there's even a little window in the back.
And retails for $77.99 here at Davidoff Cigars.
Dude, that's actually a great fucking price.
In Westminster, it is a great price. Beats the pants off of some other lighters for not just good looks and quality, but it holds a decent chunk of fuel. That's what I like about it.
Rocket Patel makes some robust
awesome
lighting.
swag.
Oh my god,
dude, all of his shit like his accoutrement.
Yes.
Love it.
The rose gold anything is
Yeah.
like my favorite.
All right, so
Let's roll.
as always, we remind you, toasted, not roasted. Treat that cigar with the love and affection it deserves, and it will return the favor.
Whoa. That thing was just kept going.
Oh yeah, it's got this the slow release thing when you let go of the. All right.
Oop, missed a spot.
Yeah, I think the that is super. I don't know, that's so powerful. One of the things that I like about my Dupont is I can hold it very close to the cigar, and there's not a lot of excess heat going
Yeah,
around.
that one's just that's a fucking rocket ship, man.
I'd be careful of my eyebrows around that.
Mm.
So yeah, if you ever met a woman that you actually love, treat your cigar like that. You know, not everybody's had this experience, but you know, you just want to like treasure them and treat them gently and protect them. You know, treat your cigar like that, it'll treat you back.
What if I have a Guma?
Well, how do you treat it?
Lick
And a moment of silence. This is a very expensive cigar, so I want to do it right and report fairly. And all of that. So
that is strong.
Hard to say immediately. It is strong. I'm going to guess it's going to be full body, but hard to say right off the bat. And of course, I want to sort of smoke a half inch or so before I really have any commentary. But I will say that one, it is burning remarkably cool. Good smoke output. Okay, so this is bizarre. I am tasting raisin bran. I am tasting curry powder for like rice curry. The sweet is in the raisin bran. And then barnyard.
Are you getting the sweet like at the top of your nostrils, like the roof, mid back?
Absolutely. And I am getting black pepper on the very back of my palate, on the top of the roof of my mouth.
Yeah, it's not cayenne. It's definitely
black pepper. Yeah. And a little bit on the base of my tongue, but the very back, and really mostly when I retrohale. So it's more like it comes across as an aftertaste.
Yeah. You know what I'm imagining right now? Just a weird thought. You remember Tom and Jerry cartoons?
Yeah, yeah.
You know how when the lady lays out a pie and then the smoke kind of like carries Jerry?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now in my tongue. It's like it's just carrying your taste buds right now, like,
yeah,
come here. It's so weird. It's, by the way, this is something I haven't really described before. I don't know if you have, but this smoke is very silky. I know we say smooth, but no, this is just like a silky smoke.
The texture of the smoke is silky.
Yeah.
All right, so there's something on there that I can't quite describe. The best way I can describe it is, I think it's called Szechuan chicken when you go to the Chinese restaurant, but it's a combination of sweet and sour and spicy on like a deep fried, crispy battered chicken.
Okay.
I think that's what they called it. I don't know. You know how in America we have fake Chinese food, but so it has all of those elements. There is this not quite charred, but almost deep fried flavor.
Okay.
Some of the sweet comes from that. There is a little sour, a little sweet, and a little pepper, and it all comes together where I can't dig the flavors out. Right? And there's a touch of bitter too, but it's like that rice curry powder bitter, where it's not like super bitter, but it's just like that spice bitter. And it's just balanced amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that sweetness. I kind of agree. Like that, almost like General Tso's. Weird.
Yeah. Especially when you retrohale and then after you exhale, like the aftertaste just has all of the elements of like a spicy but sweet but like deep fried breaded meaty thing.
Yeah. I haven't tasted. Okay, what was that? I don't remember now. What was that cigar that I think it was by Punch. Somebody. It was also a wrapper that was grown near a volcano.
Oh, I know
Was
what
the
you're talking
fire
about.
fire something?
Uh, I know the one that you're talking
I
about.
was expecting kind of that, and I'm not getting that at all because
No.
volcanic soil has a completely different chemistry than like regular soil.
It does. And among people that grow things in the ground for a living, a lot of connoisseurs and growers consider volcanic soil to be the best for growing a lot of stuff. And so a great example is, well, brandy. So cognac is brandy that has been distilled from red wine that was made from grapes grown in the Cognac region of France, and it's distilled in cognac. Mm-hmm. But the type of whiskey that it is brandy.
Okay.
Right. Well, the master, the god of vice, Winston Churchill, did not drink cognac. He drank Armenian brandy, which was behind the Iron Curtain. And Joseph Stalin would ship him a train car of Armenian brandy every year. I don't know if he was rubbing it in or it was a gesture of goodwill or just one man appreciating another's vices. But
regardless, he enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Armenian soil is volcanic.
Really?
It's mountains. It's the Caucasus Mountains.
Okay.
The Caucasus Mountains go through Armenia.
Didn't realize there was a volcano in that general area.
Yeah, they're the original white people. Caucasus Mountains, Armenia, that's it. And that's also where Mount Ararat is, although after World War II, when they carved the land up, they included Ararat in Turkey. But historically, has been in Armenia.
That's a lie.
Oh, how dare you. So volcanic soil, grapes.
Yes.
Brandy. Same thing with cigar tobacco. Now, Cuba is volcanic soil. Most people don't know that whole ring of islands is literal a fucking ring of volcanoes.
It's the Atlantic Ring of Fire.
Yeah, it's the Atlantic Ring of Fire. So
shit, that whole northern South America region is like volcano.
Yep. So hence the soil, and you should expect something special in what you're growing there. It's very rich. Soil is very rich. High in nitrates.
Yeah, and that sulfur is what helps. Yeah, they really don't have to go out there and fertilize. By the way, I have some info on that. So I don't want to get too into it right this second.
Dude, okay. So we're going to talk about price. I don't know if this is $108 good right now, but this is a very good cigar. The draw is just about perfect. And since it's a torpedo, you can take more or less off. I clipped mine, I think perfect for me. I like a slightly tight. Smoke output is great.
Yes, it is.
And it's burning cool. Look. I don't know if you can see that on camera. I'm putting my fingers right there.
Yeah, the burn line.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Burn Line Podcast.
Well, welcome to Burn Line. I think the only problem with this cigar is it's so limited, it's so good, and it's so expensive. The only thing you want to do with it is lock yourself in a fucking closet with, to keep out all the idiots that are going to distract you and talk about politics when you're trying to enjoy this thing. Yeah. And, and just completely dedicate yourself to the cigar.
Don't smoke this in the lounge.
Do not smoke this. I mean, unless you own the lounge and you can lock out the people you don't. But
you don't want to smoke this in the lounge.
No,
with this price tag and
what they've been. You know what you need to do? You need to rent out the patio at Covalent Spirits.
Yes.
You need to get a very nice drink from them and just sit there and just smoke this and drink their old fat. Oh man, they're old fashioned with the lavender and burnt lemon.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. I would totally do that.
So what he's saying is call Jen, she'll hook you up.
Yes. Covalent Spirits.
Right down the street.
Yeah, it's on the other side, maybe 2 blocks up.
Main Street, take a left. You know what's weird? This has a touch of like Ecuadorian wrapper.
It does remind me of that.
Yeah,
it does
it's
remind me
so
of
weird.
It is. But, Ometepe is a special region from Nicaragua, partly because you don't get a lot of tobacco from it. It's small. So a little bit about this cigar. Again, this is the only cigar in production with a wrapper from Ometepe, and they list Nicaragua for binder and fillers. So I'm not sure what regions those are from. Retails for $107.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster, where it's actually available.
Yes.
Super limited edition, 2,000 boxes, I think they made, maybe 2,500. Hard to find. You can walk in and walk out with one of these here.
Yeah.
There's places
come get 'em.
where, there's places where you can't, they'll only sell you the box for $2,400, $2,500. But yeah, come and get them while they're available. This is a 6-inch by 54. It is a box press torpedo. It's a soft box press, but not as soft as like a Perdomo.
Right.
But
This
it's not
thing
as
is
crisp as like a Padron. Rolled in Nicaragua at the Placencia factory. I think that's an Esteli.
Yeah. The original farm.
Well, they have a few.
Yeah.
I think now. Placencia is kind of big. And so we're going to talk about the Placencia family, the Ometepe region, and a lot to go with this cigar. So this episode is kind of dedicated to this cigar. It's that special. So before we do that, socials, surprises, and then we'll go to break and come back and really dig in.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So not much going on social media. You can reach out to us, burnlinepodcast@gmail.com, and leave us a question, a tip, a trick, something you want to see. And we have got some emails. So let's see what is going on. Brandon Colson, subscribed on YouTube. Brandon, welcome to the tribe. Glad to have you aboard. Coming soon, episode 4 of Spotify for podcasters. Go fuck yourself. What else? That is about it. No emails from listeners this week.
Okay.
So no email of the week. I mean, there were a couple, but it was not for the show type of stuff.
Real quick on Facebook, we're getting a lot of views, just not interactions.
Yeah, we are on Facebook. I'm on Twitter/X at Johnny Midas.
Yeah.
You can look that up. I think it's Johnny_Midas. But and of course, YouTube, which is our home base, and Instagram. Send us DMs, like, follow, subscribe, and share. If you guys don't mind, if you are listening to this, go ahead, thumbs up, like, subscribe, and wherever you consume your podcast. It'll help us get the word out. If you like the show, if you want to spread it around. If not, let us know, and we will tell everybody else on air why we suck and try to make it better, because this is your show. So welcome to the Burn Line Club. If you are listening, our goal is to give you awesome reviews of awesome cigars. We try not to smoke it. If we know something's a dud, like, I'm not going to smoke that. We want this to be good for you. But we give an honest review, and we also throw enough bullshit in that it should be fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. So that's it for socials and surprises. Why don't we go ahead and go to break? And when we come back, we will talk about the Ometepe region as well as Placencia, history of Placencia.
Yes.
Sounds good? Keep your dial locked into the crystal clear tone of Burn Line Podcast. Taste of the cigar, but I feel like you can't have something this good without pairing it with something this good. And I think this particular,
which one is this one?
This is the 23. So it's got a lot of
this
plum. Last year's. Yeah, it's got plum, vanilla, spice, but it's hot because it's cask strength.
Oh,
so And we are back on Burnline Podcast, and we are pairing this Placencia with this Maker's Mark, and this is their basically private selection is what they call it, where you decide the finishing staves, and so it's always unique, always custom. This one is particularly awesome. It's a little hot. This is 110.5 proof. And I won't tell you the stave profile secret recipe, but it does have plums, have sugar plums, vanilla spice. And I think this is going to go great.
It is spicy.
So,
Yeah.
I shared some of this with Penny.
It's spicy and fruity.
Because I had one of these in my locker.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Spicy and fruity. All right, so we are back, and we are smoking the Placencia Ometepe Alma del Fuego 6x54 box press torpedo in these absolutely gorgeous glass tubos with the magnetic cap. I mean, they just fucking went all out with this. The only cigar on the market with an Ometepe wrapper.
Yeah, $30 of the cigar came from all that.
Oh, I'm sure. I'll bet you $30 of the cigar came from the presentation, and I'll bet you 15 came from the wrapper. So they, it's not a big island, not a lot of tobacco there. And, cultivating a wrapper leaf can take decades. I mean, it took Fuente 10 or 12 years to come up with a wrapper for the Opus X in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than that, but
dude, this is so cool.
Dude, this is cool. That is a good word for it. It's just cool. In fact, it's so cool. I got to put on my dark glasses to keep the blaze of my gaze from blasting the masses.
Stop it.
There we go. This is preemptive hangover.
Yeah,
sunglasses.
Mine are in the car. Whoops. Yeah.
Okay. I would say that is a fantastic pairing.
Did Johnny Midas select the staves, by the way?
No, my recipe was not the final one that got chosen.
Oh, man.
I think mine was superior for two reasons. The first is I was the only one there that was not drunk. And also I have a superior palate.
And you're Johnny Midas.
And I'm Johnny Midas. This is just my thing. But hey, it's a team contest. Everyone sort of voted. We ended up with this one. That's good. So I can't complain. Mine was a little more, tasted a little more like huckleberries and testosterone. All right. So let's start with the Ometepe region. Like, why is this so special? Okay, so first wrapper ever from Ometepe. We don't have our map of Nicaragua. We need one. But so Nicaragua, Nicaragua is shaped like,
there you go.
I don't know, like a not square. It's a cross section of Mesoamerica.
Central America, to be specific.
Yeah. Near the bottom.
North of Panama.
North of Panama.
Both coasts.
So it's kind of like a.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a rectangle that's not square. It gets a wider
upside down. Yeah.
Well, don't show me. I mean,
it's not going to work.
It doesn't work. It's not going to work. Anyway, think of a rectangle, but there's a big ass lake, and we said it was the 24th largest in the world.
Yeah,
I think. Top 25 lake.
Above sea level. At sea level.
Yes, and it's about roughly half, slightly larger than half as large as Lake Erie, one of the Great Lakes, and so you can't see the other side, right? And there's an island. It's called Lake Nicaragua, by the way. There's an island and that is Ometepe, where the Ometepe region.
It's called Lake Nicaragua.
Yeah, Lake Nicaragua. Well, I mean, maybe not locally, but that's what we call it.
You can't use the colonial version then.
The colonial name is Lake Nicaragua. Yes, I'm sure they have something else.
So it's called Coquibolca.
Yeah, but that's not what, like, Darwin calls it, Lake Nicaragua.
No, that's weird.
We've got friends from Nicaragua. Anyways, well, he might recognize. I think that's just a politically correct map. You got it from Google, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Listen.
Anyway, so the lake takes up what? I mean, a quarter of the country? Is that?
Yeah, that is about.
Maybe not that much, but That is, I
An
mean,
eighth or two.
yeah, I mean,
An
it's a lot of space.
That's
okay.
important though.
Yeah.
It's a freshwater lake.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like when it comes to their ecology and fresh drinking water and everything, huge.
Yeah, that is an advantage. That's not only does it make Nicaragua a powerhouse for their tobacco growing, but just overall their whole agriculture having this lake is crazy important.
So the island is 2 mountains. Yeah. And the valley in the middle is where they grow the tobacco.
Yeah.
And they're volcanic mountains.
Yep.
So you have this volcanic soil. And that's why they put the volcano rock in the box, which is just fucking.
That is from Nicaragua, by the way.
From Nicaragua. Yep. I mean, how much shit. I mean, producing this box has got to be $1,000.
Yeah.
Just for the box.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they only did 2, you'd have to make tens of thousands to get your money back. I mean, just carving the fucking stone, and there's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2 stones.
There's one inside and there's one outside.
Dude, I love that satin red.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Everything about it is gorgeous.
It's Placencia, man. We just
I mean,
yeah,
they knocked the presentation out of the park. There's no doubt about it. But that's the Ometepe region. So you have Esteli. Everyone knows that because all your stuff is there. You have all these factories, home based to everybody, Padron, Perdomo, Placencia,
just everybody.
But the big names. You have Condega, Jalapa, and then Ometepe. And those are the 4 major regions.
And they sell their tobacco to other makers.
The
Ometepe stuff. Because this is Placencia.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that in a little bit when we get into the history. I don't want to give it away. Yeah, dude, this is great.
Okay, so I think what I like is there's enough natural sweetness in the bourbon to really take out the character and flavor in the cigar, but not too much to kill it.
Right.
So I might take that back about the old fashioned, and I might do like a neat bourbon.
Okay.
Really, really on the fence about trying Scotch with this. I definitely would not do an Islay or
no.
But like a Highland Park 12-year, no Ardbeg, no Lafroig, or my favorite.
Oh no, I lost the ash already. Damn it.
Lost the ash. But maybe a Highlands, especially like a 15-year, something like that. That's pretty good.
Check that out.
Oh wow. And it's cool to touch. You can just hold it.
Look at that. No green, no yellow. That baby is cured.
Yeah. Well, you can tell. So I don't know of any flavor that I can tell people listening. When you smoke old cured tobacco, I don't know how to describe it other than old cured tobacco.
Yeah.
It has its unique flavor because it's so mellow. It's like you smoke it and you're like, holy shit. Like you can taste the difference in age.
Yeah.
Exact same leaf. I mean, you can take the exact same leaf off the same stalk, age this one for 7 years and this one for 2 years, smoke them and tell the difference. Yeah. And there's a flavor there, but I don't know how to describe it other than properly fermented cured tobacco. It's very mellow. That's one of the main differences in flavor. Like the harshness is gone. Most of the harshness in your tobacco, if it's harsh, is actually lack of age.
Yeah.
It's chemicals burning up in the leaf.
Yeah, some chlorophyll left over, ammonia.
Ammonia, all of that stuff. None of that in this cigar.
So oddly enough, Placencia on their shade grown, they actually leave the flower.
Yeah, they do. Yep. Yeah, so the flower is the sex organ of the plant, and leaving the flowers on changes the flavor.
Yes.
Just like, the difference between a castrated pig versus a boar, which technically a boar has got its testes.
Yes.
So if you've ever had pork from a male pig with its testes, oh my God. I mean, it tastes like ass. You're like,
tastes like balls.
It tastes like balls. I mean,
like balls.
You can you're like, okay, in fact, it's so bad that there is something called boar taint, which is a smell. And if you have a non-castrated boar and you butcher them, you can get that chemical into the meat. And there is an FDA inspector at every pork plant who has one job. I mean, he might have more than that, but that's his nose. And he smells carcasses for boar taint. It will not hurt you. It's not harmful. There's nothing wrong with it, but it smells like fucking balls. And the last thing you want is a pork chop where you're like, this smells like somebody's crotch, you know, but it's a real thing.
Sniff
Right?
a lot of crotches?
Just accidentally smelling my own after the work. I mean, it's not on purpose, but that's why God invented showers.
Yeah.
So it's not to that extent, but it is a real thing. And so a lot of tobacco plants get castrated. They take the flowers off. And that also allows the plant to put its energy and nutrition into the leaves.
Yeah.
Instead of because, it evolved to propagate.
Right.
So it's putting all its energy, all the leaves are there to support the flower.
Yes.
So it can make more plants.
So
Take the flower off and it's like, well, what do I do with all these nutrients? I'm gonna put them in the leaves, right? I have heard, now I'm not a grower, so anybody out there that's a grower that's listening, check me on this, but I've heard that if you leave the flowers on, the leaves get shorter, but also slightly thicker.
Mhm.
A
a little leathery is actually how they
yes.
describe it.
Who does?
Placensia.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say leathery.
Yeah.
If you take the flowers off, the leaves are more elastic, thinner, and much bigger.
Right.
So the plant kind of grows out.
Yeah.
Right. So awesome. I'm not a horticulturist,
No.
but
But just to make note, we've probably mentioned this 100 times. To be clear, the wrapper on any cigar, it is the most expensive part of a cigar.
by far. I mean, the wrapper typically costs as much as the rest of the leaves.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
the cigar.
Yeah, it's a lot of work on the wrapper leaves alone.
And there's waste because the wrapper serves two purposes. It's the flavor and it's the look. And so you can have, a hole, something like that, a blemish where I can't use that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So especially depending on the level of quality control and how important image is, your yield is not as high on a wrapper.
Right. You're throwing a lot of leaf away.
I mean, filler, it doesn't matter. Throw that shit
Don't
in.
care.
So, all right, this is the kind of inside baseball you get on Burn Light Podcast. That's why you guys keep coming back. So that's the Ometepe region.
Mhm.
And in my mind, I like to imagine local folks in those long dugout canoes with the motor on the back with
Mhm.
bales of tobacco in there.
Yes, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, in real life, it's nothing like that. But that's what I like to imagine.
By the way, have you been up to a volcano?
Have I been up to a volcano?
Yeah. On your trips to South America or any of the
No.
volcanoes here in the US?
So Mount Rainier is a volcano, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Is it?
Where's it?
Maybe it was a long time ago.
Where's it?
Washington.
Huh.
I've got a brother in Washington. I got to visit him. We're gonna hike Rainier.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Then.
It's quite a sight. I can imagine. I mean, it's quite a sight when you're up to one. Can imagine two, literally thousands of meters apart.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's gotta be cool as shit, and on a lake to top it off.
And I like how the mountains sunk down.
Yeah, dude.
So it feels like
So it's below
magma,
water level.
Yeah, like the magma bubble,
Mhm.
sunk into the earth and pulled the mountains down.
Right.
So they're surrounded by a lake now.
It's just so cool.
Dude, fucking apocalyptic shit right there.
Yeah, I've been to two volcanoes. The one, it's called the one in Colima by my grandparents' house. I could see it literally on the front doorstep. And then the one in Arizona, northern Arizona.
Oh yeah.
The one near the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
Flagstaff area.
It's
It's dead. It's dormant. It's dead.
for
But
a million years or
yeah,
something.
I've seen the lava flows. It's cool as shit.
Yeah.
But
I forget what that one's called. I know what you're talking about.
I forget what it's
It's
called.
kind of famous.
Yeah.
So we got to go to Mexico sometime.
Yeah, we do.
Visit your grandparents. I would love to do that.
Yeah, we got a spot.
Dude, fucking special burn line from Mexico.
Dude, we should.
Yeah.
Down in we also have family in that area,
Yeah.
San Andres area. So we can go to Yucatan and all that
Yeah.
shit.
We got to plan that. We are planning that.
Drink
I'm
some
planning
tequila.
a trip with my business buddy. We're going to Antarctica.
Okay.
We haven't decided when, but we're like, fuck it, we're doing it.
They don't grow tobacco there though.
They don't grow anything there.
No, they don't.
Except penguins.
Penguins. Yeah, that's weird.
For some reason, there's not a lot of trade in the penguin industry.
No, that's so weird.
I would think penguin pelts would be super cool because they're waterproof
Yeah.
and kind of pretty.
I'm sure they were at some point.
Didn't Disney make a movie about someone that made a bunch of coats out of like penguins or something?
I have no idea.
101 penguins or something.
No, that wasn't it at all.
No?
Orcas love the penguin trade though.
And up next is Johnny Midas's new business venture in orca and penguin hide trading. And we just got canceled.
Yeah, we
all right.
AI don't
we're just joking. Whiskey.
That is so good. Penguin oil.
Oh, also, if you're not into whiskey, coffee pairs really well with this. Although we're spoiled, we are sipping the 6-bean baller from 2C Premium.
We're balling over here.
Balling. I mean, this is, and I'm a coffee snob. So I have literally had 3 coffee makers at work. One was a combination Keurig and drip. One was an espresso machine, and one was a French press. And I would pick and choose, and so when we landed on this, it was awesome. And it's like, I don't fuck around with coffee.
No.
Right. So it's not like, some rando decided to sponsor the show. We actually reached out. We got a sample through a friend.
That's right. This was by accident.
And I was like, holy shit.
We got to reach out.
Yeah. And it helps that, it's a mom in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Like it's her business.
It is her business.
Sweet.
Dude, it's her side gig. I think it's like soon going to be her primary. I won't say what her primary job is just because of reasons. But
it's
like
important job.
Yeah, it is an important job.
Important. Yeah.
But
super successful one.
Yeah.
Lots of accolades. She's so humble, but she's killing it.
It's like the American dream.
Yeah,
she is the American dream. Single mom.
Yeah.
Fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Teresa, by the way. Shout out.
Shout out to Teresa.
Thanks for jumping into coffee.
But yeah, so a good coffee. Leave your fucking Maxwell House at home. Pick up some real coffee.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And now,
unless you want to sponsor us.
Yeah.
No, not taking that.
Do not care.
I am way too snobby to ever. Yeah, I will not lower my standard. Unless you throw $1 million at us. In which case, call me. All right, so let's talk about the Placencia family.
Let's do it. Dude, I'm so excited about this.
So here was my introduction to Placencia. So I've been smoking since 1998 when I turned 18.
Should I say how old I was in that time, or should I just hold off on that?
You were like 4. And cigars only. I think I might have tried a cigarette like once when I was drunk or something. Fucking can't stand them. So when I say smoking, I mean enjoying cigars.
Yeah.
And I had no idea who Placencia was. So if you remember back in 98, even though it was the cigar boom, the cigars were shit. And it wasn't until like 2007 to 2010 when some of these boutique brands started coming out and really challenging the status quo. But in 98, it was like you would go into a humidor and there would be like an Ashton White and a Monte Cristo and a punch, and an acid.
Okay.
Something like that. The selection sucked. And you had Jamaican cigars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like long story there. This is not the Jamaican episode. We'll talk about that.
Jamaica, man.
Well, because in the 80s, you couldn't get fucking tobacco from Nicaragua. We were like sending commandos in there and like trying to destabilize regions and doing our whole colonialism.
Listen, so Noriega might have had a part. That's probably the only thing he did right.
Yeah.
Wait, that was Panama. Never mind.
Whatever.
They're
all the same.
Sorry.
But the Sandinistas.
Yeah,
that was the.
Hey, we can't talk about. They were probably good people too.
Oh, there's good people on both sides.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Damn, you want to get us canceled?
Now we are.
AI don't. That was a joke.
Fuck your algorithm. No, but I'd never heard of Placencia, right? And then I can't remember the first time I saw Placencia on the shelf, but it was late. I think it was 2017, something like that. And I was like, this is kind of expensive. It's cool because it's not cello wrapped, so it looks different.
Okay.
It stands out. They had great presentation from the get-go. And the tobacconist was like, oh, Placencia, man, they make all the good cigars. And he started rattling off. They make this for this guy and that guy. And I was like, oh, those are really good cigars. How come I've never heard of them? Right? And that's how I was introduced to Placencia. And of course, now the Placencia branded cigars are on in every lounge, every tobacconist, they're with all the luxury stuff.
You have to have it. Like Padron was like the staple of like, oh, luxury. This is a legit lounge, and then now you have Placencia right next.
You
not to shit on Padron, but it's
no. It's not shitting
it's
on
not
anything.
a shit. It's just like
Placencia is that good.
Yeah, right off the bat too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Nestor, for
absolutely
going out on the limb and being like, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So go ahead, man. Share with us the Placencia story.
So this story starts 159 years ago, while we were busy shooting ourselves around 10 minutes north of us.
Mm-hmm. That was about the time that we were fighting over slaves in America.
Yeah, so we were shooting at each other 159 years ago, and then this dude was like, I'm gonna make cigars.
Mm-hmm.
So who am I talking about? I am talking about Don Eduardo Placencia. So the man, he actually came from the Canary Islands, so from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say immigrated to Cuba, but he moved to Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'm gonna grow cigars, because Cuba was the place.
That was the place
at the time. So started growing cigars. And then we're gonna move a little bit down the road there. And then he got his nephew in on it too. His name is actually Sixto. So making some connections there. The name Sixto.
Yep.
So, and that was 1898. So almost coming around turn of the century. Yeah, century, not millennium.
The last century.
The last century.
Yeah. Turn of the other century.
Turn of the other century. So in about 1943, they created a company called Sixto created a company. It's not Placencia yet. Hijos de Sixto Placencia. So, and began to export just other stuff, not just tobacco. It doesn't really say what other stuff, but just most probably agricultural products.
Yeah.
So I mean that was the thing anywhere. It's like agriculture was the shit. Doesn't matter where you lived at. So 1963. So Sixto's younger. Don Eduardo is probably out of the picture at this point. This is 1963. The Cuban situation starts kicking off, the political turmoil, blah, blah, blah. We kind of had a play in that. So he says, all right, I'm out of here. Kind of like everybody else says, I'm out.
Well, basically the folks that had run successful businesses. So this is just a little political backstory on Cuba when Castro decided to overthrow a government that was admittedly corrupt, in bed with the mafia, all that, and also not so great for the people. Like a lot of people aligned behind him, but he was not a communist until later.
Right.
It was after he basically won. It was like, what kind of government are we going to have? I know, socialist.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why a lot of people, like, they didn't just say, oh, the Russians are coming, get out, right? But as the political situation developed, a lot of successful business people were like, hold on a fucking minute.
Mm-hmm.
So by 1963, we're talking 80 years of business that they had been developing and growing and all of this. And they're like, we put our blood, sweat, and tears in this. And you're just going to come say, no, government owns.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Owns, right? And that's why so many people left is like, no, fuck you.
Right.
Like, I can show you where my grandpa is buried.
Mm-hmm.
Our whole family sacrificed to build this business. Yeah, it's nice and juicy now for the government to take, but it wasn't for the first 50 years.
No.
I can show you the dirt floor house, where Pawpaw was raised.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So, all right. So all that happened and he emigrated again.
So he fled to Mexico, lived there briefly. He didn't grow anything in Mexico. He was just catching his bearings, and then then it was like, oh, by the way, we're growing tobacco in Nicaragua. So he's like, let's go. Again, everybody either went to Nicaragua or Honduras, but everybody ended up in Nicaragua at the time. So that's where he moved to. And then he planted his seeds. He actually took the seeds, obviously, like everybody else.
Stole the seeds.
No,
the seeds.
He didn't steal. So he took his seeds and planted his first seeds in Nicaragua in 1965.
Wow.
So that's, having to leave everybody did it. Padron's famous story, he left with what, his hammer and something else.
His sickle.
Yeah.
His hammer and sickle.
No, not a hammer and sickle. That's what they're running away from.
So we are 1 year away from 60 years of Placencia tobacco in Nicaragua. That's a lot of generations to grow phenomenal tobacco.
Yeah. And then, so unfortunately, the story repeated in 1978. They had to flee Nicaragua, move to Honduras.
And that was the Sandinistas thing.
Right.
There was a lot of turmoil in Nicaragua.
So now they started growing in Honduras, and they started selling tobacco from there. And then Nestor Placencia officially entered the growing, the family business in 1987. So this is where they start growing again and making tobacco for other people. Remember, Placencia didn't make tobacco for themselves yet.
Yeah.
So this is, we're getting there.
And 87, Reagan was still in office. The relations were still really rocky.
The wall was getting ready to fall.
Yeah.
The Soviet Union.
It was the mid-90s before it was kind of like, okay, Nicaragua's okay. Right.
And then 1990, so a year before the wall. The wall was what, 91?
Yeah.
So 1990, they moved back and take back their farm in Nicaragua. So now they have 2 farms, plantations in Honduras and Nicaragua. And so they started growing again. So it's like, cool, now we have 2 regions. So that really, really grew the operation. And so 95 is when they finally became the Placencia family farm. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so remember, it was still under 2 different names at the time.
Yep.
And then 95, it's like, nope, we're finally Placencia. All the political shit's over. Sandinistas defeated. The union was defeated.
Yep.
Everything's like, okay, cool. We're rocking in the 90s. Let's go. We're 5 years away from this. What?
By the way, when we say union, we're talking about
Soviet
organized
Union.
by
Soviet Union. Sorry, guys.
Not the labor union.
Not the labor union. But here we are, 95, 5 years. Yeah. We're right at the dawn of the cigar boom. So Nestor went to agriculture school. So he went to go get educated. It's like, hey, that's a smart move. See how to better cultivate his plants. And he actually tried something different. He was trying to grow his plants organically. He wanted to be different from everybody else. I mean, everybody else technically grows organic, but like he wanted 100% certified. Stop stealing my thunder here.
Which, by the way, it's on that leather mouse pad that's in there.
Yeah.
That's what the certification is, stamped in at the top.
I'm getting there. Don't
All
steal my thunder, man.
Steal your thunder.
So 98, he graduates, does that. In 2000, he gets that certified organic certification.
And that was before it was cool.
Right, before it was cool.
It was like 2012 when that became popular.
And I believe that's a bastardized version of organic anyway.
Oh, the new ones?
It's not.
There's 2 organizations. Well, I won't get into it.
Yeah, I won't.
But you can get basically a fake organic cigar. But none of the cigar producers do. They do the real thing. So
they are certified by OCIA, OCIA. It's an international like agricultural group.
And it's real. Their
standards
are very high.
It's legit.
Their standards are very high.
So they are the first and only to this day to be certified organic tobacco grower. So they have that flex. Like that was very important to Nestor. Like we need to do it this way. And it shows.
When you consider that this is a bunch of leaves rolled up that is smoldering and I'm smoking, it gives me great peace of mind to know that this is certified organic from OCIA, which is different from, like
USDA organic.
Yeah, like OCIA is the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm not combusting fucking pesticides and shit.
Yeah, fertilizers, pesticides, all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
So in 2005, they opened more smaller factories in Honduras and Nicaragua. So amped up the cigar output. So they supply to 30 different cigar manufacturers or companies.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's where the rubber meets the road. Placencia is making cigars for 30 companies, right? This is not like, oh, here's an overrun. We'll put your house brand on it.
Right.
No. Placencia started with making tobacco and selling it, and they still do. And they make the tobacco there are 30 brands.
Yep.
How many of you guys out there in the audience can name 30 brands?
I can't.
I can't.
No.
Well,
I can name a few.
I might get there eventually, but
yeah, just to name a few, because one of these covers a lot. So JR Tobacco, Swisher International, and Rocky Patel.
Oh.
So yeah, they're out there. They are out there.
So, and then they make a lot of cigars where it's a secret.
Yeah, it really is.
They're making cigars that are counter to the brand, right? So Placencia is a luxury brand.
Yeah.
But there's cigars out there for $7-8 that are Placencia tobacco.
Yeah.
And that's why we always say, like, don't judge a cigar by its price point. There are some damn good cigars.
Yeah.
Not many in the $5 range anymore.
No, one of the closest.
Inflation has caught up with us, but
If you want a good $8 Placencia that doesn't say Placencia, the Primos by Blanco.
oh, the estate selection
Yeah.
is amazing. Yeah.
If you want, like, if you can't afford that $20 Placencia, like, yeah.
That is a straight, and it's from the special reserve.
Yeah.
That's the
So it makes it even
select-
better. And it's crazy. Like, such a great, that is easily $15-16 smoke
Mhm.
that you are paying $8 for.
Mhm. Yep. That is a Blanco cigar.
So in 2010, he really amped up the conservation effort in growing their plants. So they're saving water, like 50% of water. They're just like doing some cool shit to make it more affordable
and
and sustainable. Yeah. You know, that's a hot key term today, sustainable farming. But no, he was doing it before it was cool. He was like, this dude saw the future.
Foresight. Yeah.
This dude saw the future. And so something cool that Placencia also does. So this is just saving just a little bit away from cigar making part. In 2013, they started making schools and other things to better help their employees.
Yes.
So
yes.
like, hey, most of those people in that region, their main gig is tobacco grow or rolling and, you know, everything tobacco. Well, now he's like, how do we make this easier for our employees? So let's open preschools and nurseries, you know, to take care of the kids while they're working for us. Like, yeah, how the hell not?
Well, one of the reasons that I love parting with my money for a Placencia cigar, is part of that money goes back into the community. And Placencia had the foresight, and I think they're still at the forefront.
Yes, they are.
They started before everybody else, saying, you know what? Like, everybody gets wealthy.
Yeah.
And, you know, schools, roads, infrastructure. They're like, no, we got you.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not like the bullshit that our politicians talk. Oh, we need to bring everybody up. No, like they legit mean it. So how do we get wealthier? By making our people wealthier.
So you're telling me that free enterprise did better for the people than government?
Right. Whoa, so crazy.
Crazy. Not a political show. All right.
So by 2015, they are pumping out. Do you want to guess how many cigars a year?
I can't guess.
All right, 40 million a year.
Jeez, 40 million cigars a year.
Yes, sir. So,
and
that's crazy numbers even for today.
9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're probably up to in the mid 50s or more.
Yeah. Okay. So now 2017, that year you just mentioned earlier, they launched the Alma series, Reserva Original, and Cosecha 146, and the other ones.
So that's why. 2017, I nailed it. That's exactly when I heard it. They came on the shelf, and wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, but right off the bat, everybody's like, wow, these are good. And they're like, who are these people?
Yeah.
It's the people that have been making your cigars the whole time. They're like, yeah. It's like,
mind blown.
Yeah. So it's just, dude, I don't know. Like, they had their fingers in every cigar you've ever mostly smoked.
Okay, are you ready for the band test?
No, we're not. Okay,
I took off the foot band, and there's a double band on here. I took off the upper band, or I didn't. They just mashed together. All right, so band came off flawlessly, and the other band, the tiny band, flawlessly. Okay, so two things. There's a tab you can slip your fingernail under very easily, and this definitely feels like they're using
fruit pectin.
Fruit pectin, not glue.
Yeah, that needs to be industry standard.
It needs to be an industry standard.
All right. So 2022, Placencia is available in more than 80 countries. I mean, we can probably name like a few companies that have that kind of reach. So like STG, Davidoff. Just a handful.
Big conglomerates.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is one maker on their own is in over 80 countries. So, and here we are today. This is where we're at. Is this Alma Fuerte, Ometepe, or Alma del Fuego, Ometepe limited edition.
Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
With the price tag to match. We'll talk about that. I love the topographical map is raised.
Yeah, man. Like an actual topo. Hey, how crazy is that?
It was pretty cool. pretty cool.
Dude,
So
I'm having so much fun
I know, man.
drinking
So
and
that's like a history of Placencia, and like I said, I have a great feeling when I smoke Placencia cigars because they're like everything that's right with the world.
Yeah, man.
And they did it the old-fashioned way. They worked hard with a commitment to excellence, and it took years and decades, and they're at the forefront of the game.
Yeah, they're ahead.
Paid their dues,
Yep.
did it the right way. And after decades of cultivating and selling some of the best tobacco in the world, they came out with their own sticks, and now they're reaping the fruit of their labor.
Yeah, and they're still doing more today. Like they're still innovating.
Yeah,
like you would have thought it's like, oh, this is peak cigars. Like, a lot of people have mentioned that we're peak cigars right now. Well, Placencia said, "Fuck that, we're still innovating," and they really are. They're still to this day the only people that are doing it. Did you know they ferment their soil with worms?
Do they?
Yeah.
So they seed their soil with worms so that the worm droppings will enrich it. That is awesome.
It's completely different than using manure, like cow manure. Like I don't know how to explain this. I'm not a scientist. I'm not in horticulture, but from my understanding is this worm thing is completely different than
Oh yeah, that's how God intended it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like that's how nature works. Okay, so I've got to warn folks. I'm halfway through the cigar, maybe a little bit further. This is a strong cigar. So this turned into full and strong, and I can feel the nicotine buzz. So fair warning, it sneaks up on you. There is zero harshness to this.
No,
nothing.
I'm getting a slight vegetal at the moment.
Yeah, there's a little bit. So you can chuff this cigar and you will pay the price.
Yes, you will.
So
why would you want to though?
Like, I don't know why nobody would.
Not this price point, not this cigar either.
But it is a strong cigar. So I would say right now that if you are into cigars, you've just got to get one.
Any Placencia.
Well, yeah, but this one in particular, like, first of all, how do you not smoke the only Ometepe wrapper on the planet?
On the planet.
It's really good. Yes, the price point is intimidating.
Right.
But if you're into cigars and you're serious about it, you got to smoke this cigar.
Yeah, man.
If you've just started, this is strong. You'll get about halfway through and put it down and let it rest and watch the sweat beat up on your forehead. But
yeah, we got a little bit of sheen, I can tell.
Yeah, I got a little sheen. Well, the alcohol's probably not helping.
No.
But what a great cigar. And I love the story and like the heritage that comes along with it. And it's like, holy shit, like they went to all this trouble for decades. And then as far as Ometepe goes, I don't even know how long this has been going. But I will tell you, you can't grow a wrapper leaf in one generation.
No.
They've probably been trying to do this for 10 years.
Probably longer than that.
Probably.
I'd imagine.
You got to
the day he graduated.
You got to condition the soil. You got to breed the right plant to get a wrapper leaf from it. You got to harvest it correctly.
Yeah.
And then you always have that, the problem with wrapper leaves is like, well, I can do Ligero and it's full of flavor, but it's not going to burn well. I can do Volado and then it's not going to have much flavor, but it's going to burn great, and figure out like where on the plant you're going to harvest your wrapper leaves and all of this. So what a special treat.
Yeah. By the way, when they go to pick their tobacco leaves for the wrappers, they hand pick them, but they don't strip the whole plant. Like they go out there and literally one by one.
Yeah, it's like this leaf.
This leaf. Yep.
This leaf. No, we're gonna leave that one. This leaf. That's a wrapper leaf.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. There's this cool video of them going through their whole process, and I was like blown the fuck away.
Yeah, they're looking for blemishes. They're looking for how it looks because looks are important. They're looking for pinholes and stuff like that. And all right, so this episode is going to go a little long because it's special. But why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll do our cigar news of the week.
Okay.
And then we'll rank this cigar.
Let's go.
cigar news of the week with Angel Solorio. And we are back on Burnline Podcast, uncommon cigar knowledge for the common cigar smoker. We are smoking the Placencia Alma del Fuego Ometepe. Limited edition, 2,000 boxes made. This is the only cigar in existence right now with an Ometepe wrapper, and it retails for $107.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster, Maryland. One of the very few places you can actually buy a single of this. Good luck finding it online. These have been snapped up and coveted and accounted for, but you can walk in right now and walk out with one of these. I just picked up 3, and one of these is going in the Johnny Midas vault for sure.
I was gonna say, I think I saw one going for like 175.
Oh, the aftermarket is crazy on these already. Highly collect, and the box, amazing. If you can get your hands on the box, of course, it's a humidor.
Yeah, it is a humidor.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, like, we got it out here. It's covering the whole fucking camera. But it's gorgeous. So we wanted to show it off. And yes, you can use it as a humidor, and it is beautiful. It has got this inlaid. That is, I forget the name of the rock, but it's volcanic rock.
Yeah, volcanic rock.
Not your pumice.
Yeah,
pumice,
not your typical
right?
Like black volcanic. This is gray volcanic.
This is not basalt. This is gray pumice stone. And you have another one. So this leather comes out, and it's almost like a mouse pad, and under it is another strip of that.
Which I'm guessing is for your like accoutrement or stuff like that. You can put stuff in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can put your cutter and lighter in there. And I would say you could fit a solid, maybe 50 cigars in here, depending on the size.
Yeah, if you're not using the tubos.
Yeah. Once you take those trays out, you can fit a decent number of sticks in there. So, yeah, and then a box retails for like $2,500 or something.
In Maryland.
Yeah, right. Well, more than that if you get it online, because I mean these are.
So in short, come to Davidoff and grab a stick.
Get you one before they go away. So cigar news of the week.
Okay,
what you got for us?
Let's go. So cigar news of the week. So not so shocking or like, but something pretty cool, neat for us. Sheets is now selling the Cohiba Blues.
Interesting.
So I'm guessing around $15-16 a stick. So not only does Sheets sell Punch and the Macanudo, now you can get yourself a Cohiba.
A real cigar?
Listen, I didn't say it.
Yeah, well, those gas station Punches and Macanudos, not a fan.
Right. Yeah, but now you can grab a Cohiba.
Now you can get a Cohiba.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, sorry guys, I'm just enjoying this too much. So Trinidad is releasing I don't even know how to spell it or pronounce it. Caballos Edición Limitada.
Cabildos.
You
add an extra syllable.
I want to say it's like pronouncing it like a double L. Cabildos is going on sale in the
Edición
UK.
Limitada.
Yeah, limited edition.
$200 a cigar.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Trinidad, come on, like you're not that good.
I think it's like the year of limited editions. How many have we announced on the show? More than my fingers and toes.
As long as it's not a Year of the Dragon, I'll take it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's by Habanos SA, so not available here. Sorry. We're still lame.
Well, you know, for just in case our listeners aren't aware, all of your Cuban brands, there's the Cuban brand and then there's the not Cuban brand. Right. So you can get like a Cohiba in the US. It is not a Cohiba. You know, it's made in a different country, it's a different factory, it's different tobacco, it's different roller, it's a completely different company, but they share the brand. Yeah. The Cuban Cohiba is a totally different cigar. So same with Trinidad. So General has the trademark there, right? In the US. So General distributes like the Trinidad Espiritu. Well, there's a Cuban Trinidad as well. So if you weren't aware of that, there's a Cuban Trinidad. This is a Cuban Trinidad. And so actually, you know, $200 a stick is ridiculous, but Cuban cigars are up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just all, I mean, a cheap Cuban is $150 right now. And that has to do with demand far outstripping supply.
Yeah, just go to Mexico, get a Cuban down there.
You could do that, or you
Cheaper.
could just smoke a non-Cuban. I mean, you
That's
got
probably
stuff
better
like
quality.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the taste, the quality, everything is
It's like-
superior.
It's not even there anymore for Cuba. I mean,
No.
the biggest thing for for North America, the US specifically, is like it's a Cuban because it's illegal or it's hard to get.
Yes, because it's in the United States of America, you can't just buy them. It's like, oh, I got a Cuban. It's like among cigar aficionados, Cubans just they're not there.
All right.
20 years ago, they were the benchmark.
Yeah.
And the truth is, the central planters of the communist government overfarmed the land, and the quality is down. And then they're having trouble with, just retaining talent. Everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
So if you take a non-Parejo, did you know that Cohiba only has 6 rollers in the entire company that can roll anything besides a Parejo?
Damn, that's crazy.
And that's why the prices are so high.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they just can't put them out. That and the fact that they lost 2 barns over the last 5 years to hurricanes, and they haven't been able to rebuild.
It's great. I hope those guys are getting paid well. Probably not.
No, it's communist.
Shit.
So
Yep. So some Placencia news.
Placencia news. All right.
So Placencia is now releasing a new vitola for the Alma del Campo. It is now going to be coming in a soft box press.
Okay.
So we were seeing it in a parejo, but I guess that's important for them, but they wanted to sell it in a box press. That's starting to become another thing too, is either box press or soft box press.
And I would call this a soft box press. And as it's heated up, it's turning more and more round, right? I like it.
Yeah, so about the same price, $18.25 a stick. No biggie there. All the other stuff's kind of political.
Okay, so skip that.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, good. Okay, we have had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
And it is time to rank this cigar. Now,
Is it? Damn.
we're not done.
It's over.
Yeah. We're not done with the cigar. I guess to be fair, we would keep smoking, but this is a long smoke. And we're an hour and 20 minutes in. So we're going to go ahead and put a bow on this for all our listeners. Thanks for hanging out with us on this edition of Burnline Podcast. We are smoking the Alma del Fuego Ometepe from Placencia, super limited edition. Retails for $107.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster. And, this is the most expensive cigar we smoked on the show.
Yeah. Yep.
By a little bit. And worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it, I think.
We weren't sure at the beginning, but damn.
It is a great cigar. It is strong. So fair warning. And so we're going to go through our usual, and we're going to start with presentation. And what do you have for presentation?
10.
So I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to give this an 11.
Okay.
This execution is flawless. So the actual physical cigar is stunningly gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely flawless, not a leaf out of place, where the torpedo is wrapped up at the top, not a shred of leaf coming loose or anything like that.
And that's normal for torpedoes too.
Which is normal for torpedoes. Now, I will say that our habit of clipping that cigar with authority, limp-wristed cutting loud, helps. But the cigar itself is beautiful. Yeah. And then the presentation is just gobsmacking.
From box to banding to
every
packaging.
Single element. And you can look at this on the shelf and just admire the box for minutes. And then you have these tubos. This is the only hand-blown square, as in box press torpedo shaped tubo ever in history. And look at the imperfection there, because it's hand blown. It's a work of art. The tubo is a work of art. And then on top of that, you've got this amazing seal. So it says Placencia Edición Limitada, and it's this magnetic lid with this soft rubber bumper instead of like the foam. I mean, this is collectible. I'll bet you these are going for $20, $50 on eBay by the end of the year. Just the tubo. Everything about the execution is flawless. I think Placencia has set a bar that will be very difficult to reach, let alone surpass. The addition of the volcanic pumice stone in 2 places, And then look at this. There's a gap under the box. It has gold feet. So you can see on the film right there.
Real quick.
That is a gap.
Legs.
Yeah, like it has feet.
Felt bottom.
Yeah, they didn't skimp. The bottom has felt on it. Like every single element of this, they did excellent.
By the way, the volcanoes are in here as well.
Yeah, it's so cool. In gold, right? Gold relief.
Lacquer.
Yeah, like it's three-dimensional.
You can touch the topos.
Yeah.
The emblem here is like a medallion. I don't even know what to call it. An emblem.
So yes, and that is a lacquered metal emblem that's affixed on there. Yeah, like so you take that leather out and there's like
removable trays.
Yep. There's like a slot for your cutter and I mean it's just the execution is flawless.
And then the felt divider.
Yep. Yeah, felt divider between the layers. So I don't maybe I'm cheating, but I'm giving it an 11.
It's not cheating.
Like they raised the bar.
The piano hinges.
Dude, the hint, those are not cheap hinges, right? I mean, just everything about it.
That's a heavy lid. They have a 90-degree hinge.
Well, of course it's heavy. It's got a stone in the top. A real piece of volcano from Nicaragua is in your fucking box.
Not only are you smoking a piece of Nicaragua, you have a piece of Nicaragua to hold.
Literally,
to
this
touch.
is stone from you can feel it. You know, absolutely. I mean, so 11. All right, so now we get to probably the sore spot. 107.99 for one fucking cigar.
4.
You got a 4.
Yeah.
On price. I was gonna go 6.
Okay.
So 5.
5.
5 to make it even. But let me explain why.
Right. It's not a shit.
This is one of the few cigars I've smoked in this price range where I'm like, okay, this was worth it. The other one, company of 2, was the Saka Unicorn. 998 because they smoked 2 for quality control. Of those 998, 500 or 499 came to the US. I got 4 of them, of which I smoked 2. I smoked one, I gave 2 as gifts, and I saved one, and I saw it in my humidor one day, and I said, fuck it, I'm smoking it. That was a good cigar. So I don't have it in the Johnny Midas collection. Damn. This is the only other $100 stick I've ever smoked where I said it was worth the price. And that's why it's above a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you compare it to Cubans that are going for one, a fucking
no,
a Bajique is $300.
Nope.
This is better. Right. And so I couldn't, 5 would be average. And I think 4 is highly justified. $108 is a lot to fucking go up and smoke. I mean, we just smoked $215 worth, $216 of tobacco in this hour and 30-minute podcast.
Yeah.
Right. That's a lot of fucking money. But I gave it a 6. I went above 5 is average. 4 or 3, I can see people saying that. It's very expensive. But that's why I went with a 6. Right. Having said that, you can get a fucking $18 Placencia and beat. It doesn't have the Ometepe wrapper, but it's a damn good cigar. So that's why it doesn't go above a 6. Right. All right. So construction.
I'm gonna give it a 10. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Was not tight. Like no touch-ups, nothing. I didn't have anything to argue against.
Yeah. So I start with 10 and take points off.
Okay.
There's no point.
Taking a point. Oh, okay.
There's no point. The wrapper came off. The band came off flawlessly. The wrapper is perfect, not a shred. No, and on a torpedo, I always expect there to be that little tail that comes up.
Nope,
doesn't exist. No wrapper coming up, no pinhole, no unraveling, nothing. Absolutely flawless. Burn line perfect. Smoke output perfect. Draw perfect. I couldn't not give it a 10.
By the way, we're not sponsored by Placencia. We're just,
no.
This is legit.
We are completely honest with our reviews, and I mean, we had a fucking $60 cigar that we gave like a terrible score to.
No, it was 80. It was trash.
$80 cigar, yeah. Can we say that? Can we read? It was a Byron. It was terrible.
Okay, he said
it was terrible. All right, so the last 2 are probably the most subjective. So we're starting with flavor.
Okay.
Honestly, I've had some trouble explaining the flavor.
Yeah.
But there is definitely this, I would call it raisin bran, where it's fruity, brandy, and sweet. There's a barnyard component, and there's a touch, just enough bitter and acidity to balance this out like a master chef put it together.
Yeah.
And it is a full-bodied, strong cigar. So for flavor, I have a 9. I think everybody that loves cigars is going to love this cigar.
Yeah, 9.
Agree?
Yeah.
Oh, that was easy. Okay. So 9 for flavor. And then, so now we have experience. So here's something that kills the stick, just like the price, is I see one use case. Fucking treasure it. Buy the cigar, put yourself in a place with nobody that you don't like. If you're going to smoke it with someone, it's got to be like me and El Fumo, where it's like, we know each other, we smoke cigars, we trust each other's palate. And also we have a controlled environment, some of the world's best coffee, a fantastic bourbon that we can, if we taste it and it doesn't go, then we just don't drink it, we cut it properly, we posted it properly, all of that. So it's a very limited use case.
Yeah, I'm at an 8, 9 for it.
Yeah, I think that 8 is a fair experience. I think that if you buy this and set it up right, it's an 11.
Yeah.
And I think my experience today was an 11. Just fantastic experience. But can you imagine spending this, setting everything up, and then some jerk off walks in and is like, I'm going to need those TPS reports on my desk by Saturday, something like that. And it's like, fuck, you just ruined it,
Yeah. You got to lock yourself away for this.
So 8 or 9, we'll give it an 8, if that's fair. And that brings the total score to 43.
Okay, shit.
So here's what I would say. I would say that a perfect score in our system is 50. I think that if you are okay with the price and you control the smoking environment, this is a 50.
Yeah.
It just is. The flavor is very enjoyable. It's so mellow, while still being a strong cigar. And that just comes from very well aged and cured tobacco.
Yeah, it's actually not burning my palate like a strong Nicaraguan would.
Yes, yeah. And part of that is probably this particular Nicaraguan is the leaves are probably 7 to 9 years old, would be my guess. Just based on the flavor.
Yeah, man, this is crazy.
So there you have it. This is the super limited edition Placencia Alma del Fuego Ometepe. And this is the only cigar on the fucking planet with an Ometepe wrapper, at least for now. I mean, we'll see. Maybe Placencia will produce these for other folks. Ometepe region of Nicaragua for the wrapper, and undisclosed Nicaraguan for the binder and filler. Retails for $107.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster, Maryland. This is a 6x54 soft box press torpedo. And of course, we set the box out here so everyone can see how gorgeous it is. And came in at a 43. So yeah. I'm going to finish every last millimeter of this cigar. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Burnline Podcast. We will see you again next week.